Hello, another packed Friday sews coming for you this week. I've made 3 little sweatshirts. I've made something for my daughter. I finished my knitted little advent calendar. I've got some patterns to show you, some fabric to show you, which I never normally have. My subscription box, and I've got 2 topics of conversation for you. Just a bit of a light-hearted conversation. Just stay with me and I hope you enjoy it. My name is Carole. Welcome to my sewing room. If it's the first time you've ever come across me or my channel, you're very welcome. And if you've been with me from the beginning or halfway through or whenever, thank you so much, because I know this week, particularly for my American viewers, and a majority of my viewers are American, I know it's Thanksgiving week and I'm filming this on Thursday, which I know is Thanksgiving Day. So I hope that you're not too busy to watch this when this comes out on Friday, because I know it's Black Friday. Thank you again for joining me. Of course, it was Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room that started up #FridaySews. And it isn't just about chat. We like to share with you the things we've been making, maybe give you some inspiration, make you feel a bit better about some of the things you've made and gone wrong, because that's kind of what happens in my channel. And I just show you what I've got and tell you a little bit about life. Now, as is traditional, is to say, what am I wearing? Well, what am I wearing today? This, funnily enough, was a simplicity jumper I made about 2 years ago, 9385. Now, I know a lot of people don't have success with this pattern, but I just made the straight up version. I don't like puff sleeves. I didn't like that long bit there. So I just made the straight up version. And it was in this very cheap knitted fabric. Now, it was one of those in a sort of a bargain fabric shop. But actually I still like it, and it's very wintry and wintry flowers. It's very light, it's not heavy at all, but it's that kind of cheap knitted fabric. So that's what I'm wearing today. A bit of colour, but keep the neck cosy. Now, I don't know where to start because I have so many things. I want last Friday sews, and I know I probably shouldn't refer to my last Friday sews in case you missed it, but I did hold up some pink sweatshirt fabric. I was going to see my granddaughter and I wanted to run up a little sweatshirt for her, embroider something on the machine. Of course I got it done. I got it done in time to take to her, and I used Simplicity 8526, which is a crazy pattern, but it was a re-release of a vintage pattern, I think. That was the vintage pattern, and then they kind of updated it, but I just use it for the sweatshirt. I used it for my grandson's, and I just, off the top of my head, I just did a size 1. She's 16 months, and it fitted her perfectly, and she wore it the next day. Now, I'm not allowed to show you a photo of her in it, but I will show you of what I did, and the Disney design was so cute that I put on the front. So I was really happy with that. Then I made a couple of sweatshirts for my grandsons, because I've got some kind of sweatshirting fabric, fleeced back sweatshirting fabric a while ago. And this pattern I picked up in a charity shop. It's obviously come from a magazine, and I think it's the Made by Me pattern kids sweatshirt. Doesn't have a name, doesn't have an exciting name like most PDF patterns. Obviously it's got the pattern in there, but I have been ever so good and traced out the sizes, because it was from 2 to 10, and obviously if it was a good pattern then I knew I could remake it. So I made them too, and they're so lovely. Honestly, I'm so happy with them. Look at these, got them around the wrong way. Yes, got them around the wrong way. Look. So that I made was age 3 to 4, I think, and that was age 7 to 8. Now, I know it looks enormous as I'm holding it up now, and it looks like it would fit me, but it isn't. And I'm crossing my fingers, because he's a tall lad, it'll fit him. But let's face it, it's a Christmas jumper, so as long as he can wear it on 1 or 2 days this time of year, that's fine. So I may have to go up a size for him. But they just look so good, don't they? Because they look like they're Fair Isle knitted jumpers. Did the band, as always, after following Rachel from the French seams. Yep, so I even got the proper ribbed knit cuffing this time. Sorry, most things I'm holding up today will have fluff on them, and there's a reason for that, and it's behind me. yeah, it's fluff everywhere. Yeah, so I put the proper knitted cuff, and it does make a difference, doesn't it, to make it look a bit more professional. Oh, I can't wait to give those to the boys. And when I do, I will get a photo of them in it. Now, I don't know if you ever pay any attention to thumbnails on channels, but my thumbnail was, Dear Santa, I want my Juki back. I want my Juki machine back. Now, I know I haven't really mentioned this actually, but I had my lovely Juki DX5 for Christmas last year from my husband. So I haven't even had it a year. And I have had bobbin underneath issues all the way along. I tried to get them to repair it. So I bought it from Franklin's in Salisbury, which is about 45 minutes from me. But they have a problem where they don't have a car park. And so the machine, you have to park in a normal central car park and then carry it in. Right, this is going to sound like a moan, isn't it? But anyway, I had to put it off a lot of the summer because I had my arm operation and there was just no way I could carry my machine across the city. So it had to be put on the back burner. But eventually in the end of October, we took it and they kind of, because they knew I'd had a problem, we'd had many phone calls, I kind of thought they might do it quickly. But it is now, we're heading into December and I still haven't got it back. And that's all I want. That's literally all I want. Because this week I had to sew this for my daughter. This horrible, fluffy fleece. I can't remember what they call it, but it's that fleece that goes everywhere. And I had to do it on my Genome machine, which I kept because I use it down at my holiday home, brought it back. But it was never very good, and oh my word, it was exhausting sewing this. So I'm going to bring it closer and then I'll talk about it after I've had my moan about the fact that I still haven't had my machine back. And I know they're going to do it under warranty, but please, I just want it back. So I managed to get this fabric from My Fabrics in Germany, and it's lovely. It's that soft, super soft fleece black stuff that literally goes everywhere. I used a pattern I've used for her, I hadn't used it for a couple of years, but New Look 6529. Now this is quite an old pattern. Let me just have a look how old it is. Okay, quick check, it's 2017. Now funnily enough, that was before the Hoodie came in, wasn't it? This trend of wearing this very oversized sweatshirts in the evening. I don't have one, but my daughter loves them. But I thought if I used this pattern, because it was such an oversized hoodie, it would work perfectly to create kind of an hoodie for her in Disney, of course. So I only ordered 1.5 meters of this, and wow, I had to work to get, I might have ordered 2 meters, not sure. But I had to work hard to get it out, because what I forget, and I think we all kind of forget really, is how much fabric a hood takes. And it really does. And I actually had to scale this down a bit. Obviously you can't alter this bit around here, but you can alter the sort of size of the hood, how wide it is. So that is kind of trimmed in. But I mean, I'm really, really pleased with it. But because I didn't have my Juki, which would have been a much better machine to sew this stuff, it was a battle with my Genome. I was even sewing on 4mm stitches, and they were still super tight because it wasn't coming through, and I used to have one hand here, and really guide it through. Even tried a walking foot, that was exactly the same. So it's made and it looks lovely. I've used, this is where zigzag stitch is your friend, isn't it? For something like this, I just did a wide zigzag because the stitches sink into the fuzz and you don't see it. So a lot of it is done with wide zigzag. So this wouldn't be me and this wouldn't be my channel if we all noticed what I did wrong with this one. Nothing to do with the pattern. Because I was scratching around 4 pieces, the pocket piece had to be cut from a very small piece. And what have I done? Can we all see? Because I can in the light. Even my husband guessed it. I did the nap the wrong way. I did the pocket, look. I thought, oh, it's not going to matter because you've got Mickey Mouse and he's all over the place. But no, look, it's the wrong way up. There is no way I'm going to take that off and re-sew it. Also, the pocket is quite, oh, I've just noticed a tailor tack poking out. Also, the pocket had to be reduced in so you can just slide your hands in because, yeah, I didn't have much fabric. So, oh well. Then we all know it's been specially handcrafted by Mum when something is slightly wrong with it. Obviously, I'm going to put a picture of me wearing it, but it's just, obviously it's big on me. But I think she's going to absolutely love this. All I do with it is just reduce the length a little bit, but apart from that, it is as it is on there. I've just moved the mannequin to the side and you can see even more the difference in the colour. Let's just forget about that, shall we? Can you see that knitted thing there? I'm so pleased I managed to get some done. Now, I have to say, I've said mine before, my lovely 87-year-old mother knitted a majority of those. I think she did about 12, 14 and I did the rest. So it was a lovely combined effort. All these little hats, and I'll put a photo of it close up. I have to say it's really heavy. I put little chocolates in there and they're all, just put some tissue paper around them to hide them. But I made sure that it's exactly the same chocolates in each stocking because you don't want any fights between siblings, do we, at Christmas? So I'm really happy with that, and I'm going to now give it to my daughter. So all the little hats were kind of different. A couple might be the same, but it was just lovely that it's a combined effort between my mum and I to give to the boys. It's fantastic, isn't it? Really enjoyed doing that. I will probably do another one next year for my granddaughter. So I've got a couple of patterns to show you. I did pick up a magazine, one of the sewing magazines, and you know they always have patterns in. This one here I hadn't seen, Simplicity 938, so obviously is quite new. It's not dissimilar to that there, is it? But kind of a dress format with the hood, or you don't have to have the hood, and lots of tiers. I got that because maybe my daughter might like that, not sure. And then, I mean, I think I've sewn one Vogue pattern in my life, but that actually did look like quite a nice one. So I thought it's good to have. It's good to have. Then I got a bit of a bargain pattern actually in a fabric shop the other side of Dorset, and they had this for 50p. So that was fantastic because it is a Batwing top, and I've made a couple of Batwing tops. Ones with lots of seams. This one doesn't seem to have as many seams. Obviously you've got the seams there either side because you will probably cut it, won't you? Now that's where it takes a lot of fabric. But yeah, for 50p, I was really pleased on that one. Super easy. It will be. It'll be 2 pieces and then a band around the bottom. So I want to try that. Now, pieces of fabric I got, and I'll just share with you. This is a piece of fabric I got from Beyond the Pink Door. Now, this is super soft rib. A couple of weeks ago, in my I Can Sew That, I ordered this. Now, I think I said, it's actually Fibre Mood fabric, I think it was. I thought it would be like this, and it came almost like a ponte, and I think I moaned a lot about the fact it was oversized. It does feel oversized because it's so stiff. Had it been this, then, well, you can see from that the way I'm holding it, that's got the drape and that is just kind of solid. So had it been like that, I'd be more happy with it. I still will get around to altering that. So this lovely fabric here, nice and soft, and I thought I would make Simplicity 8529. I've got a few of these roll necks or polar necks, whatever you call them. But this pattern has a kind of it's kind of a fold over neck. It's a really strange kind of construction. It's just 2 tubes together and then you sort of fold one back on each other. When I make it, I will show you what I mean. But that will be a lot softer, not come up as high, a lot softer. And I think that would be lovely in that. So that is a plan. You know, this time of year we make these plans and we don't always follow through. I also got this bit of fabric, and I'm really scared because I would like to make a pinafore or jumper, as you call it in America, out of needle cord, but I'm really scared, and whether I will do this or not, I don't know. The only pinafore pattern I have is this one, New Look 6572. It's very boring, isn't it? I know it's got to be boring. I'm not a massive fan of these sort of cargo pockets on the side. I certainly wouldn't do that, but it does need more than that. I don't know. I say I'm very scared whether I get round to it. Maybe after Christmas. More fluff. Not sure. But yeah, I don't know. But that was the only pattern I had, and I don't really want to go and buy another one. Maybe that could be shaped a bit or something added to it to make it a bit more exciting. I did manage to pick up some more of this funfetti fabric from Beyond the Pink Doors. They had some more in. It's sweatshirting, and this is for my daughter, but not quite sure what she wants me to do with it or if I have time now before Christmas, but I do have that anyway. My Fat Quarter subscription box came from my sewing box in Dorset, and I really like it actually. The last one I had was spring, but they've seemed to have gone back to Christmassy fabrics again. And these are the fabrics. So they're not obviously traditional Christmas, but they're kind of, it's kind of wintry, cool colours. They did put some silver gutterman in. No, not sure if I'd use that. Maybe for a bit of top stitching or something. And the grey. And the project they're suggesting, now you don't have to do it. You can do whatever you want with the Fat Quarters. But this heat mat, and I thought that is a lovely idea. So I'm going to get that sewn up next week. You've got to use the insulated wadding. Now I've got that noisy fabric, haven't I? I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to put that down below. But so I can use that because I've made some oven mitts recently. That nice little fun project, I think, just to put the hot dish down on, which we are showing it better there, look. So I'm hoping to get that done next week because that'll be a fun little thing to do in amongst the thousands of other things. Which actually brings me to the fact it is December next week, and I know a lot of channels will be doing vlogmas, but I will not. I've never actually done it. No, I can't. I'm sorry. Just go and enjoy everybody else's vlogmas. I've got a little bit too much going on at the moment. I've been pulled in lots of different ways, and I just don't want to sit and create a video every day which isn't inspiring or fun or lighthearted. I would rather come to you on a Friday, fill you in on any festive things, and just give you good content rather than just kind of, hello, this is me and it's Monday. But as I said, there are some fantastic channels out there that are experts at vlogmas, and I know they've got lots of stuff planned for you with tutorials on things. So I will enjoy watching those, and I hope you will too, and I hope you don't mind I'm not doing it. So I've got two questions. One of them was, this is both very light-hearted. One of them, I was watching a television programme the other day, and there's a man, very well known in our country, standing in a flannel checked shirt. And all I could focus on was the pocket. Now I know it's probably deliberate. Have a look at this picture and tell me if it bothers you as much as it bothered me. And I know it will be the design, but I could never produce that garment because it would drive me insane. And all I could do is focus on that. Tell me what you think. Also, somebody commented, and we were talking about the fact that they try on stuff all the time when they're sewing. Now, I do too, and I just want to check if anybody else is like me. Obviously, we live in the UK this time of year. You've got jeans on, you've got jumpers on, you've got layers and layers. But if you're making something, you're trying on, I said on, off. Quite often, I end up sitting in my underwear, especially if it's trousers, if I'm making a pair of trousers, because I don't want to, if I want to adapt a seam or change a seam, and I know I'm going to try it on in another couple of minutes, I'm not going to bother redressing and dressing. And that led me to think, do other people do this? Are we all sat sometimes in our sewing rooms in our underwear? And then what happens when someone walks past? Luckily, my sewing's in the evening when my husband's not here. But yeah, it's, do you know, it will be easier just to sew in a dressing gown, I've decided. Just put your underwear on and a dressing gown and you could just flip it off. Perhaps that's what people do. I don't know. So I just had a thought this week, as I do, random thoughts. Is anybody else sat in their sewing rooms like I am, half dressed? Next week, I'm going to be bringing out my I Can Sew That, the latest edition of my I Can Sew That. And it's not finished, but I am so pleased with it. It's probably the best one I've done. I'm so pleased with it, and it's actually going to it's going to be brilliant for the upcoming season. I can't wait to show you that. As I say, it's not finished, but I'm already excited about it. Now, the photos at the end, I haven't been many places this week, but what I thought I'd show you is last Friday says I was very excited about the snow, and we did in fact have an inch, which kind of lasted most of the day. It lasted by the time my grandsons had finished their nursery and school, so we were able to play a bit in the garden, and you can see how desperate us English people are, especially in Dorset. So we've got sort of some snowy, icy stuff left on the ground, and we managed to have some fun with that. So I just put a couple of photos in the end and a couple of some autumn walks. I've spent a lot of time this week trying to sort out phone calls with a company and some fibre broadband for my parents, and in total in the last week I've spent 7 hours on the phone trying to sort out a problem. There you go, that's my gripe. So that's why I haven't been out and about and taking many photos, but I hope you enjoy the ones that I put in, because I know a lot of you do like them, which I love that. I love that you enjoy looking at the photos. So next week it'll be December, and I'm going to be busy still making things. I want to make a few of these gift bags. Now I've made them very basic, as you can see. Out of 1 fat quarter, enough for the handle and everything. And as you can see on the inside, I just run them down the serger overlocker. So I have actually got a little short on how I do these, because they're so quick to do. So I want to get a few of those done so I can put things in them for people, but I'm trying not to get overwhelmed with trying to make too much stuff for people. So yeah, I'll do lots of sewing. The weekend we're packing up our holiday home for winter. We're not allowed to go there from December to March, so all the curtains have got to come down, all the stuff away from the walls, because it's not heated, obviously, no water, nothing over winter, so we've got to make sure that's going to be okay for us to go back down in spring. And that's about it. Now, I hope I haven't kept you too long. Have an amazing weekend and week ahead, and welcome to December next week. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate anybody that comes and visits me, whether you're a subscriber or you're not a subscriber, whether you click the bell or you don't click the bell. I am so appreciative of your time, because there's a lot of sewing channels out there. Have a wonderful weekend, as I said. Happy sewing, and just have some fun. Have some fun in your sewing room. Bye for now. Bye.